weather out there. Let's get started lying down. My favorite way to start a class. But as always, I know I like to preface, if that does not feel good to you, choose a position that does feel good to you. So if lying down is not what you're in the mood for right now, maybe you sit up with your eyes closed. Maybe you turn onto your side. I've even seen some people on their stomachs. If that's what you feel, go ahead. Basically, just find a space that feels really comfortable for you. And that allows you to start to deepen your breath. So starting to slow down a little bit, beginning with the physical body, because a lot of times it's easier to slow down that physical body. All you have to do is stop moving. So that's step one, closing your eyes, and then the mind starts to follow. So as the body starts to relax, you can start to slowly let the mind relax, and kind of being aware of what's going on right now, noticing how you're feeling right here on your mat. Maybe do a little scan, notice what feels good, what maybe needs a little more attention, a little more love this evening. Without judgment, just kind of noticing. Maybe that means you make an adjustment. Maybe you notice your arm or your leg isn't comfortable. So as you start to tune into all of those little things that are going on, everything else becomes a little more distant, a little more quiet. So whatever it was you were doing earlier today, earlier this week, all of that stuff kind of gets put on the back burner. Whatever you'll be doing later and this weekend ahead, that can be on hold for later. So right now, just give yourself this gift of this hour here on your mat to just breathe and move and stretch and do whatever it is that you need to feel really good as you go forward into the rest of the day and the rest of the week. So taking a moment now in that comfortable space, just focus on the breath. As you inhale, follow that line of the breath as it comes into the nose, follow it down, throat, the chest, filling up the stomach. And then exhaling, sending that breath back out. Maybe counting to 4 each time you inhale, and then 4 as you exhale. Just so that that breath is nice and long and even. And take a moment to set your intention for your practice today. What is it that you want to focus on? What is it that you want to create here on your mat? Peace, patience, love. Maybe it's just breathing. Breathing is such a great intention because we pay attention to our breath at the beginning of class, but it can be easy to lose that breath. So focusing on that breath can help stay present, stay grounded. So once you have that intention set, we're going to slowly make our way into a full body stretch. So if you're on your back, you're just going to start to reach your arms over your head, straighten out the legs. If you're sitting up, maybe you slowly start to lie back and just move a little bit. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles, wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, start to draw the right leg in towards you, interlacing your arms around your shin. Give yourself a hug as you draw that right knee closer. You can start to rock from side to side a little bit, making circles with that knee. Whatever movement feels good, that's going to be what you're going to do here with that right leg. And then we'll start to find a twist by taking the right leg over to the left side of the body. You can be looking up towards the ceiling, or maybe you're looking in the opposite direction of that leg. So your gaze is to the right, your leg is to the left. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax through the shoulders. And then on the next inhale, start to draw that right knee back through center. We're going to bend the left leg, place the left foot on the mat, extend the right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, slowly lower that right leg down. And then as you inhale, lift it back up. Go ahead and take a couple rounds just like this. I like to point my toe as I lift it up and then flex my foot as I bring it back down. It's going to deepen that stretch a little bit. And the next time you lift your leg, start to bring your hands behind the thigh or behind the shin, wherever it feels comfortable to reach for, and just massage the back of the leg a little bit. Start to draw that leg a little closer to you, maybe even lifting your head up off the mat, drawing the nose towards the knee. And then as you bend the right knee, we're going to place the right foot on the left knee, kind of creating a little triangle shape with your legs, and then lifting that left leg up off the mat. So your hands are interlacing behind the left thigh. Both feet are flexed. As you draw the left leg towards you, create a nice little stretch in that right hip. You can rock side to side, you can bend and straighten that left knee, or you can just stay still. And then slowly placing that left foot back down on the mat, the right knee can, or the right foot can stay on the left knee. Bring your arms into a T shape, and then just start to rock your hips from side to side. So your knees are coming to one side of the mat and then towards the other. You might feel a little twist or even a gentle crack in your spine, starting to move that spine a little bit. And then as you come back through center, that right leg can extend long on the mat. The left knee starts to draw in towards you. Wrapping your arms around your shin, give that left leg a hug. And same thing as you did on the other side. You can rock side to side. You can make a circular shape with that left knee. And then that left leg is going to come over to the right side, finding that twist. The left shoulder presses down towards the mat. Maybe you're looking to the left or looking straight up towards the ceiling. Your eyes can still be closed if that feels comfortable. And then slowly drawing that left knee back through center, placing the right foot on the mat as you bend the right knee, left leg extends up towards the sky as you start to raise and lower that left foot. So again, flexing as you draw the leg down, and then pointing, inhaling, lifting the leg back up. Go ahead and take a couple more rounds just like that. And the next time you lift the left leg, bring the hands behind the leg, start to draw that leg a little closer to you, maybe even bending and straightening the knee or rolling out the ankle. I can hear mine kind of cracking a little bit. That's good, working out some of those kinks. And then we'll bend the left knee, place the left foot on the right knee, lifting that right leg up off the mat as you interlace your hands, start to draw the right leg towards you. You can rock side to side, you can bend and straighten that right knee, or you can just stay still. And then replacing that right foot on the mat, bring your arms out into that T shape. And again, go ahead and just rock your hips from side to side. So letting the knees release to one side and then over to the other. And as you come back through center, draw both knees in towards you. So releasing that left foot from the right knee, hug your arms behind the thighs, tuck your chin into your chest. You're gonna start to rock forwards and backwards until you make your way all the way up to a seated position. So sitting up nice and tall on your mat, rocking doesn't feel comfortable, you can always sit up however it does. So that's not a requirement. Sit up however you like to. Bring your hands to your knees, sit on a blanket or slide a pillow under you if sitting flat on the mat doesn't feel comfortable. Take a deep breath in as you relax the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall here. And then just take a deep breath in and lift those shoulders up. As you exhale, release the shoulders back. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling, drawing the shoulders up, and then roll them down the back. And doing the same thing in the opposite direction. So the next time you inhale, you're going to lift the shoulders up the back, and exhale, release them forward. And then one last time, take a deep breath in, draw those shoulders up, hold it for a moment, create a little tightness, a little tension, and then with a big exhale, let it go. Let those shoulders roll down and back. Taking your left ear towards your left shoulder, your left hand can come on top of your head, gently pressing the head down. So keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed and just drawing the ear towards the shoulder. Maybe even taking that right hand and placing it on the mat, kind of walking it away from the body. So you're getting a nice opening in the right side of the neck. And then slowly lifting back up through the head. Take the right hand to the top of the head and just gently press that right ear towards the right shoulder. Left fingertips can walk away from the body. Same thing as you did before, really relaxing the shoulders. So not drawing that left shoulder up towards the ear. Let the shoulders relax and just gently press that right ear towards the shoulder. And then again, slowly lifting back up through center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, coming into a butterfly or cobbler's pose, interlacing your hands under the toes. Take a breath in as you straighten out the spine. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward, pressing the elbows into the shins. Think about bringing your chest towards your feet. So the back is staying pretty straight. Think about a nice straight spine and just sort of folding forward. And slowly coming back up through a seated position. Extend your right leg long. That left foot's going to come into the right inner thigh. Flex those right toes, so a nice 90-degree angle. Take a deep breath in as you reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, fold over that right leg. And then just give that leg a little love. So that might mean bending the knee a little bit. That might mean massaging the leg some more, just like we did when the leg was up in the air. Maybe you're moving a little bit. Maybe you're just staying still. Go ahead and take a couple breaths here. We're all going to start to move a little bit. So in the next inhale, the left arm is going to come up and over behind you. Place that left hand on the mat. Press the hips up and reach the right fingertips behind you. So you're creating one really long line on the right side of the body, pressing up to that left knee. As you exhale, lower yourself back down to that forward fold. And you're going to do that again with your own breath. So moving at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Swing that left arm behind you. Press yourself up. Right hand reaches back. Exhale, fold it forward. And one more with your own breath. So a nice little cartwheel shape. Press those hips up. Lengthen the right side of the body. And then as you exhale, you fold it back down. On the next inhale, we'll lift all the way back up. Come to a seated position. Take that left foot. Take it to the outside of the right knee. So you're crossing the left foot over the right leg. The left hand comes to the side of the body. And then as you inhale, the right fingertips lift up. As you exhale, twist to the left, hooking the right elbow on the left knee. So we're looking over that left shoulder. Each time you inhale, see if you can sit up a little taller. Each time you exhale, see if you can twist a little further. And then slowly coming back through center. We're going to take one breath in the opposite direction, so twisting to your right, just for a breath. And then all the way back through center, extend the left leg. You can kind of tap the backs of your legs on the mat a little bit, shake them out, and then we'll bring the right foot into the left inner thigh. Flex through the left toes. As you inhale, lift it up, get really long and tall. As you exhale, fold it forward. Maybe bending that knee again. Maybe massaging the back of the leg. And then we'll start to move on the next inhale. The right arm swings up and back. Press those hips up, lengthen to the left side of the body this time. And then the exhale brings you back to that forward fold. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, cartwheel that arm up. Press the hips up, lengthen to the left side, and exhale as you fold. And one more. And folding back. On the next breath, you can sit back up. We'll take that right foot to the outside of the left knee, coming back into our twist. So this time the right hand comes to the side of the body. The left arm lifts up as you inhale. As you exhale, you're twisting to the right. So hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Take a deep breath in as you sit up a little taller. Exhale as you twist a little further. And then unraveling in the opposite direction for just a breath. And come back through center, extend both legs one more time, shake them out, and then we're gonna find a tabletop position. So go ahead and come onto your hands and your knees. Find a nice flat back, so your wrists are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips, your spine is really nice and straight. And then as you inhale, release the stomach down, take the gaze up. As you exhale, the back rounds, press the ground away from you, and go ahead and continue to move just like that with your breath. Inhaling, taking the gaze up. Exhale, round the back, almost like a string is pulling the spine up. And then exhale, reverse. If it feels good to kind of rock the hips from side to side, or maybe find a little child's pose and move the neck a little bit, do that. Do whatever feels comfortable here. Just start working on connecting the breath to the movement, so each time you breathe, the body changes shape. And then let's go ahead and extend the right leg, keeping the toes tucked so that right toe is on the mat. Start to press yourself forwards and backwards. So when you go back, think about pressing your heel behind you and then using your toes to kind of propel you forward, getting a nice stretch in the bottom of the foot. And then as you come back through center, let's lift that right leg up, point the toes towards the back of the room. We're gonna find a modified side plank. So the left foot slides off the mat, the right foot grounds down, the right fingertips reach overhead. So kind of like we were doing a minute ago in that little flow we did, but this time we're a little bit lifted, lengthening through that right side of the body. And then start to make giant circles with that right arm. As big as you can, getting into that shoulder. And going back in the opposite direction. And then we're slowly going to start to close it off. So bring the right hand down to the mat, the right knee down to the mat. Extend the left foot long, keeping those toes tucked as you start to press yourself forwards and backwards, stretching to the bottom of that left foot and the back of the leg. Let's start to make our way into that modified side plank. So starting by lifting the left foot up, slide the right foot so that it's off your mat, and then that left foot comes to the back right corner. The left fingertips reach forward. So again, thinking about one long line on the left side of your body, really pressing the hips up. Take your gaze so that you're looking towards the ceiling, and then starting to circle that arm. Taking a couple circles in one direction, pausing, and then going back in the other direction. And then slowly starting to close it back off, bringing that left hand down to the mat, the left knee down to the mat. Let's find our first downward facing dog, tucking the toes, straightening the legs. Send your hips up and back as you start to settle into your downward facing dog. Moving however you like here, if that means lifting up one heel at a time and pressing it back down, bending the knees, straightening them, moving the hips, all those little movements that help you start to feel comfortable in your down dog. Now the next inhale, let's find our plank position. Roll it forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, tucking the tailbone. As you exhale, send it back to your downward facing dog. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale with your breath, roll it forward. Exhale, send it back. And one last time, inhale like a wave, roll it forward. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Take your gaze towards your hands, so looking to the top of your mat. Start to walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Coming to a forward fold. Your feet can be about hip width distance apart, so they don't need to be right together. Taking any version of a forward fold that feels good for you. So maybe holding onto opposite elbows, hanging like a rag doll, maybe bringing your hands behind the legs and kind of drawing yourself down a little further. You can bring your hands behind your head, sort of use that as weights. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It should just feel like you're letting go, kind of using gravity to lengthen through the back of the body a little more. And then on the next inhale, we're gonna slowly start to lift it all the way up. So one vertebrae at a time, begin to peel yourself all the way to a standing position. Reach the arms overhead, maybe a little back bend if that feels comfortable. Then we're gonna interlace your hands, keeping your pointer fingers pointing up. So your hands are overhead. Take a deep breath in, start to walk your feet together. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, take it over to the left side. You're pressing your hips to the right. One more time, we're lengthening through that right side of the body. So we've been doing a lot of stuff on the sides today. See if you can get a little longer each time. On the next inhale, take it back through center. As you exhale over to the right side, lengthening the left side of the body. Try to roll that left shoulder back a little bit so you're not leaning forward so much. Think about almost shining the chest up towards the sky. And then on the next inhale, take it back up through center. Finding your cactus arms, bending the elbows. Then we're gonna bring the hands together so arms are bent in front of the body. That right hand is gonna come on top of the left. The backs of the hands are together. You can either keep this little interlace with your hands or give yourself a hug by bringing your hands to opposite shoulders, whichever feels more comfortable. Take a breath in, lifting up through the arms. As you exhale, forward fold. So the idea here is that you're drawing the shoulder blades away from each other a little more, creating a little bit of an opening, a little bit of space, a little bit of room in that upper back, shoulders and neck, all those places that we hold some tension. Let this pose work some of that tension out. And then go ahead and release the arms one vertebrae at a time. Lift it all the way back up. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to find those cactus arms again, bending the elbows. Start to draw the hands together. This time the left hand or left arm comes on top of the right. Take a breath in. Reach the fingertips up or give yourself that hug. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it back down. You can rock from side to side a little bit if that feels good, or you can stay still. And then again, releasing that connection with the arms, slowly lifting it all the way back up. Arms come back overhead. Exhale, hands come to the sides of the body. Making your way back to the top of the mat if you weren't there already. We're going to interlace our hands behind us, behind your tailbone. Take a deep breath in as you press the hands away, puff up the chest, looking up towards the sky. Then as you exhale, fold it forward. So the hands are reaching towards the ceiling, or that's the idea. Work on pressing the palms together. And then slowly releasing the hands. Go ahead and bring the hands back to the mat. A little bend in your knees if you need, and then we're going to step it back to downward facing dog. So go ahead and walk the feet back to the back of your mat, finding your downward facing dog. On the next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up, three-legged dog, point the toes towards the back of the room or towards the ceiling. And then as you look forward, you're going to start to draw that right knee forward, and we're stepping the right foot in between the hands. That's challenging. So if you need to come down onto the mat first and then kind of use your hand to get yourself into that low lunge, go ahead and do that. So we're all in this runner's lunge. We're going to bring that left knee down, untuck the toes. And then as you exhale, press the hips back, fold over that right leg. We're going to start to flow here a little bit. On the next inhale, coming forward one more time, lifting up through the upper body. So creating as much opening and as much space as you can here. Exhale as you send it back. Go ahead and do that a couple more times with your breath. Maybe pausing in one position or the other. Breathing as you move. The next time you come forward, we'll come into Anjaneyasana or the crescent lunge. So the hips are going to press forward. Your hands can stay right here if you like it, or they can come to the knee. Or your arms reach all the way up towards the sky. So you go ahead and decide what feels comfortable for you. Relaxing the shoulders, take the gaze up towards the ceiling wherever you are. Look up and smile. And then gently bringing your hands back to frame out that front foot. Tuck the left toes, so straightening that left leg back to the runner's lunge. And then we're gonna step the right foot back to meet the left in a downward facing dog. On the next breath in, that left leg is gonna lift for a three-legged dog. Same thing as we did on the other side. If you'd like to come down onto your knees to get that leg forward, go ahead and do that. Or draw the left knee towards the nose and then go ahead and step that left foot forward. So either way is fine. We're all gonna bring that right knee down, untuck the right toes, and then as you exhale, press the hips back, straighten the left leg as you fold over that left leg. And then continuing to move with your breath, coming forward, inhaling, lifting up through the upper body. Exhale, send it back. So really think about warming up through the hip here. That's what we're trying to get into, that front of the hip. And then the next time you come forward, we'll find our Anjaneyasana. So pressing those hips back down, hands can stay on the mat, come to the knee, or reach all the way up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and see if you can press down through the hips a little bit more. And then slowly starting to bring your hands to frame out that front foot. Tuck the right toes back to your low lunge. And then we're gonna step the left foot back to meet the right for downward facing dog. Taking your gaze back to your hands, let's go ahead and take a couple steps forward until you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins and lift up halfway. So think about making a nice flat back as you inhale. And as you exhale, fold a little deeper. And then on the next inhale, let's lift it all the way up, standing back up nice and tall. And exhale, hands come to the sides of the body. We're gonna come into our warrior one. So the right foot is gonna stay at the top of the mat. The left foot is gonna step to the back about probably 4 feet or so behind you. That left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Take a breath in as you lift the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend into that right knee, pressing the left hip forward so that your hips are square, reaching the arms up overhead. Try to press down through the outer edge of that left foot. See if you can look up towards your hands. From here, we're gonna open it right up into our warrior two. So the right hand is gonna come forward, the left hand comes behind you. That left foot starts to draw in a little bit so that it's now parallel to the back of the mat. And your hips are facing the left side of your mat now. Relax the shoulders, take your gaze towards that center middle finger of your right hand. This is warrior two, or Virabhadrasana 2 in Sanskrit. Let's go ahead and straighten that right knee. Reach the right fingertips forward, coming into a triangle pose. The right hand comes down, the left arm lifts up. See if you can look up towards that left hand, pressing that left shoulder open. That right hand can rest on your shin, on the mat, on a block, lightly wherever it's resting, or maybe it's just hanging in the air because it's your core that's really holding you up here. On the next inhale, slowly starting to lift it all the way back up. Let's turn the right toes to face the same direction as the left. Take a breath in as you reach the arms overhead. And then as you exhale, big, wide forward fold. Taking any movement that feels good. If you like to bend one knee and then the other, you can do that. If you like to walk your hands to one leg and then the other, you like to rock side to side, doesn't matter what it looks like. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. And then slowly beginning to bring your hands to your thighs as you gently press yourself all the way back up to standing. And you can just sort of wiggle your feet back together, finding your way back to the top of your mat. And we'll do the same thing in the other direction. So we're going to start with our warrior one by stepping that right foot to the back of the mat. Left toes are facing the top of your mat. Your hips are facing forward. Take a breath in as you lift the arms up. As you exhale, bend into that left knee. Sometimes you have to slide that back foot back a little bit. I just did, so that's okay. You kind of settle in once you get there. Keeping that left knee over the left ankle. Take your gaze up towards the sky. And we'll start to open it up into our warrior two. So the left hand comes forward, the right hand comes back. Those hips start to turn to the side. That right foot starts to come parallel to the back of your mat as you relax your shoulders. Think about keeping your arms parallel to the ground. Your chin is also parallel to the ground, so you're looking up. Then go ahead and straighten the left knee, reach the left fingertips forward. This is giving us a little more space. So you reach forward first and then find your Trikonasana. Left hand comes down, right arm lifts up as you take the gaze towards that right hand. Think about rolling open through that right shoulder. On the next inhale, engage the core as you slowly lift it back up. Turn the left toes to face the same direction as the right. As you reach the arms overhead one more time, big, wide, forward fold. Maybe taking a different variation, you can walk your hands really far out in front of you. You can walk your hands really far behind you and kind of drawing the top of your head towards the mat. And then again, starting to bring your hands to your thighs as you gently press yourself all the way up. Go ahead and walk the feet back together. Shake it out a little bit, coming back to the top of your mat. We're gonna come into let's do a dancer pose today. We haven't done that one in a little while, with me at least, for our balance. So for that pose, we're gonna reach the left arm up overhead. That's gonna be your standing foot, the left side. If you wanna use a wall, you're gonna come to the wall on your left side. You're gonna take your right foot, the top of your right foot in your hand, and you're balancing here. So if this feels good enough, and like a challenge enough, you can stay right here. If you want to add on, start to press the right foot away from the body. As you press the right foot away, the upper body starts to lean forward. So I always describe it like a seesaw. Think about pressing that right leg back and the upper body comes down. The left fingertips are reaching forward. If you come out of it, go ahead and give it another try, coming back into it. See if you can hold for 3 more breaths. And then as slowly as you came into it, start to come back through center. Right leg comes down. Shake out that standing leg again. If you're using the wall, you can switch sides. This time we're gonna lift the right leg, or the right hand up, the right leg plants down into the mat. Go ahead and take the left foot in your left hand. Find your balance here first. And maybe you're just staying here. Maybe you're holding the top of that left foot, working on standing on one leg, and that's perfect. If you're adding on, start to press the left foot away from the body as you slowly lean the upper body forward. And this is a balance. It's also a back bend. So think about bending through that back a little bit. And then slowly lifting it all the way back up. Go ahead and place that left leg back down on the mat. Shake it out. Give the arms a good shake, the legs a little shake as you make your way back to the top of the mat. So standing nice and tall at the top of your mat. Take a breath in as you reach the arms overhead. Exhale, dives it back down, forward fold. Take a little breath to prepare. And then as you exhale, step it back to your downward facing dog. And then we're going to come into a tabletop position, bringing the knees back down to the mat, lowering yourself down. We're going to do a pose that kind of comes into a similar shape as we were just in our standing pose. So you'll see in a minute. Go ahead, extend the right leg, point the toes towards the back of the room. Still balancing here. If this feels like enough, stay right here. If you want to add on, left fingertips reach forward. So you're balancing on opposite hand and opposite knee. If you want to add on further, take a breath in, draw the knee, the nose, the elbow together. Exhale, extend it long. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, draw everything together. Exhale, extend it long. And one more time, draw everything in, give that knee a kiss. Exhale, extend it long. So from here, point the right toes toward the ceiling, bending that right knee. You're gonna reach the left hand back for that right foot. If you have the foot, take the top of the foot, start to press it away. If you're just reaching for it, that's fine too. Work on reaching back, bending that knee. If you have the foot, this is where we're kind of in that same shape as we were in our dancer a moment ago. So think about creating that back bend, that opening through the back of the body. And then slowly go ahead and re-extend your hand and leg and bring both back down to the mat. Kind of shake out your hips from side to side, or maybe take a little round of cat and cow if that feels good on the spine, lifting it up, pressing it back down. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So the left leg extends, point the toes towards the back of the room. Each time you add on, take your time to kind of ground down, set yourself up and find your balance. So when you're ready, right fingertips will reach forward, opposite arm and opposite leg. If you want to hang out here for a couple breaths, do that. If you're moving, take that breath in, draw the knee towards the nose, the elbow towards the knee. Exhale, extend it long. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, everything comes in, that back rounds a little bit. Exhale, extend it long. And 1 more time. Inhale, draw the knee forward. Exhale, extend it long. Good. So left knee bends, point the toes towards the ceiling or towards your head eventually. So if you're pointing the toes towards the body, take the right hand behind you as you reach for the top of that left foot. If you have the foot, go ahead and press it away from the body. If you're reaching for it, keep working on lifting up and reaching. And then slowly go ahead and re-extend the hand and leg and bring both back down to the mat. Again, you can kind of shake out the hips from side to side a little bit, letting all of that go. Good. Let's tuck our toes, make our way back to your downward facing dog. So straightening the legs, send the hips up and back. Maybe a little more movement in the downward dog if that feels good. And then take a breath in, lift that right leg, point the toes towards the back of the room. And again, we're gonna come into that low lunge. So you're gonna step the right foot in between the hands. If it's easier to come onto your knees first, you can do that. Left hand is gonna stay where it is. As you exhale, you're gonna lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're twisting here. That left hand is down, the right arm is lifting up. And then go ahead and bring that right hand back down to the mat. And we're going to step the left foot up halfway, coming into a pyramid pose. So the left foot's gonna come kind of to the center of your mat. Your feet are probably 2 or 3 feet apart. Take a breath in, lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, fold over that right leg. Putting a bend in that right knee is fine. Also, if the ground feels really far away, grab some blocks, grab some books, some pillows, whatever is accessible. Rest your hands on those. It'll bring the ground a little closer to you. And then go ahead and step the left foot to meet the right. Bring your hands to your shins as you take a breath in, lift up halfway, creating that nice flat back. Exhale as you fold. And then inhale, lifts it all the way up, come up through standing. Little back bend if it feels comfortable. And then as we exhale, we're gonna fold it forward 1 more time. So right back down, find that forward fold. Hands come to the mat as you start to walk the feet back to your downward facing dog again. So go ahead and take a couple steps or maybe 1 giant step, settling into your downward facing dog as we make our way into that runner's lunge on the left side. So the left leg lifts, point the toes behind you, look forward, step that left foot forward. You can use your hand to get it there, however you like to get there. Right hand stays down. As you exhale, the left arm lifts up. You're looking up towards that left hand. Go ahead and bring that left hand back down to the mat.
We're going to find our pyramid pose again by stepping the right foot up about halfway. Think about squaring off your hips, so you're pressing the left hip back and the right hip forward so that the hips are in a line. Take a breath, lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, fold over that left leg. The hands can come to those blocks again, that knee can bend, whatever you need to feel a little more comfortable in this shape. And then go ahead and step that right foot up to meet the left, bring your hands to your shins, find that halfway lift one more time. Exhale as you fold. And then on the next inhale, lift it all the way up, come through standing, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the sides of the body. Okay, let's come back to the top of your mat if you are not at the top of your mat at the moment. Take a breath in as you lift the arms up. As you exhale, fold it forward. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, right back to your downward facing dog. Step those feet back, settling into your down dog. And then we're going to come onto our knees and just start to find a seated position. So as you lower yourself down, you're going to come to a seat with your legs extended out in front of you. So however it feels comfortable to get there, go ahead and find your way there. You can grab a sip of water on the way if you need it. And just start to extend those legs long, flexing through the toes. We're going to do our pigeon in a seated position today. So you're going to take that right foot, place it on top of the left knee, flex through that right foot. So you're really engaging that right leg, flex to the left foot as well. So both legs are flexed. Your hands are coming to the sides of your body. So you're sitting up really tall. Use those hands to kind of sit up a little taller. If you're feeling a nice stretch in the hip and you want to stay right here, then this is where you want to be. If you're not quite feeling it yet, you're going to bend that left knee, place the left foot on the mat. You might feel it now in the right hip. If you're still not, go ahead and start to walk the left foot towards the body. So keep inching that left foot towards you or inch your body towards the foot until eventually you feel a nice opening in that right hip. So you decide where is the right spot for you. Once you find it, your hip will let you know. And we're going to hold it for about 5 breaths. So just like we do with our pigeon when we're on our stomachs, same thing here. You want to take a couple moments, take a couple breaths, try to relax into the pose as best you can. Try to let go of something maybe physical that you're holding on to, a tightness in your jaw, or your shoulders, or that hip, or maybe something in your mind. And then slowly starting to slide that left foot back down onto the mat. If the knee was bent, you can extend the right leg and just gently tap the backs of the legs on the mat before we switch to the other side. So the left foot is going to come to the top of the right knee, flexing through both of those feet. Hands come to the sides of the body as you sit up really nice and tall. And then find that spot on this side. So if you're feeling it here, you're going to stay here. If you're not feeling it, that right knee bends. Start to slide the body towards that right foot. And notice how it's different. This side might be a lot more open. This side might be a little less open. That's totally normal. There's a million reasons based on injuries, dominant side of the body, sides we favor. We're not even on both sides. So just noticing where it feels comfortable on this side. And then take that deep breath in, trying to relax a little more through that left hip. And then slowly starting to slide that left foot all the way back down onto the mat. You can extend the right leg and the left leg. Both legs are down on the mat. So either way, both legs are extended in front of you. Start to slide so that your feet are at the top of the mat. If they're not there already, sit up nice and tall as you reach your arms out in front of you. Here's your core for the day. One vertebrae at a time, you're gonna start to lower yourself all the way down onto your mat. So going as slow as you like. Take a full body stretch once you get there. Reaching the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're gonna come into our bridge pose. So you're bending the knees, bringing the feet to the base of the spine. The hands are coming to the sides of the body. Take a breath in as you start to press the hips up. Your hands can continue to press into the mat, or you can interlace them under the body, whichever feels more comfortable for you. If you have the hands interlaced, start to wiggle the shoulders under you. See if you can press the palms together. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just continue to press the hands into the mat. But we're gonna hold this for about 7 breaths. So you can count your own breaths. When you're ready to come out of it, you will. And then slowly after those 7 breaths, 1 vertebrae at a time, you'll start to peel the spine back down onto the mat. Once your tailbone touches, you can let your knees rock from side to side, making that little windshield wiper movement. And then drawing the knees in towards you, give yourself a hug as you wrap your arms around your shins. Go ahead and lift your head up a little bit like you're trying to bring your forehead towards your knees, giving yourself a hug. Gently peeling that forehead or the back of the head back onto the mat. And then we're going to extend the legs up towards the ceiling. So pressing your feet up towards the sky. Take your hands and place them under the tailbone, coming into our inversion. If you like to do this against a wall, highly recommend it. Go ahead and slide up against a wall with the legs extended long. And then just start to close the eyes. Start to slow down the breath a little bit. You can also bring your hands behind the legs if that feels more comfortable to support them. Either way is perfectly fine. The idea here is that we're getting the feet above the head and the heart. And that starts to relax the body a little bit. And then slowly starting to draw the knees back down towards you. One more time, give yourself a hug as you wrap your arms around your shins. And then gently extending your arms out long to either side of you. Let the knees release to the right side, finding a twist as you take a breath in. As you exhale, relax through the shoulders. You can turn your head so that you're looking towards the left. Your eyes can close if they're not already. On the next inhale, slowly drawing the knees back through center, taking them over to the left side. Your gaze can come to the right. And again, slowly drawing the knees back through center. Finding a reclined butterfly. The soles of the feet come together, the knees release out to either side. You can bring your hands onto your stomach or onto the inner thighs, wherever it feels comfortable. And just starting to slow down here, starting to begin to ease your way towards the end of class. So just taking a moment to notice where you are now, how you're feeling compared to when you first got to your mat an hour ago. Notice any shifts that might have taken place, any thoughts
that might have replaced some other thoughts. Maybe you're feeling a little more calm, a little more relaxed, hopefully. Maybe you're not, and that's okay too. But just notice. And then also notice what else you need before we end our practice today. So if that's any final stretches, go ahead and take those now. If there's any last little twist or bend that you still need, there's a sip of water that you'd like. So doing whatever it is you need so that you can feel really comfortable as we come into our Shavasana. And then if you're feeling perfect here and you don't want to move at all, then that's fine. Stay exactly where you are. If there's another shape you'd rather end your practice in, go ahead and start to make your way there. Typically, we lie flat on our backs so you can extend your legs long, but sitting up is fine. Coming onto your side is fine, or staying right there with the soles of the feet together is fine as well. You know what's going to feel good for you. So as you begin to transition into that final pose of the evening, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as you let it go. The eyes aren't already closed, let them gently float closed. Allow yourself to completely surrender, completely let go. Feeling fully supported by the earth. Just becoming really heavy, kind of like you're melting into your mat. Allow yourself to stay here for a few moments in Shavasana. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Really starting to bring your awareness back to your body. Starting with your fingers and your toes. Rolling out your wrists and your ankles. Next,
maybe you find a full body stretch, or you bend the knees and draw them in towards you. If it feels comfortable, you can roll over onto one side with the knees bent, resting your head on your arm. Or you can stay right where you are. Either way, take these last few moments here on your mat to just say thank you to yourself. Every time you make the choice to come to your mat, you're doing something that's so good for you. So say thank you to yourself for making you a priority and taking that time out of your day to come to your mat yet again. When you're ready, you can slowly begin to make your way back up to a seated position if you're not there already. Gently pressing your hands into the mat to lift yourself up. You can keep your eyes closed as you bring your hands to heart center. So grateful for all of you for joining me tonight. I hope you have the most beautiful evening, a wonderful holiday weekend. Till I see you again next week. Namaste. Thank you, guys.